know anytime that their offense is on the field, they have a chance to score touchdowns. He's proven that over a very long period of time. So we know offensively this week it's very important to us to sustain drives, get first downs, and try to be in control of that clock.
Brock, you had talked about your desire, like probably any player, to be on the field as much as possible. Mm-hmm. How are you approaching this game in terms of, we know that Ryan's possibly going to be back after the bye, so what's your approach to this game in terms of?
Yeah, I really don't have any focus on that. My focus is strictly just week to week, and within that week, making the most of the opportunity presented. This week, I'm the starting quarterback for this football team, and I get a chance to play football, against the Green Bay Packers, and get another chance to go out there and lead the team. And so that's where my focus is, and making the most of that opportunity.
Brock, this offense is scoring offensively 18 points per game. Can you survive producing that little points?
Well, it depends on how many points the other team scores. Obviously, as an offense, you want to score a lot more points than 18 points per game. And we understand that. We understand that we've underachieved in some football games, but we're working very hard to get that cleaned up so that we can score more touchdowns and we can score more points. This offense has very lofty goals. We set the standard very high for what we're trying to accomplish every week. And sometimes you're not going to accomplish that, but I can promise you it's not from a lack of work ethic.
Do you know Aaron Rodgers at all? I mean, other than watching him on
I don't. No.
Have you gone to Tunsil and James and say, be ready someday?
Those two are great teammates. They're great pros. They're tremendous players. So, I'm sure they're doing everything they possibly can to be ready to go for us. And, they'll be good.
Has Tannehill helped you at all during this?
All of us quarterbacks work together. Whether Ryan was on the field, whether I'm on the field, if David's on the field, we're all there supporting each other. Playing quarterback in the National Football League is not easy, and the more eyes you can have, especially on game day, sometimes the better. So we've all been very supportive of each other.
Hey, Brock, I'm doing something on a play that you guys run where Jesse Davis and Juwan James pull to the left around Tunsil, and Frank Gore usually gets the ball. How odd is that to have, especially a guard pulling that way, but a guard and a tackle? That seems pretty unusual. But
no, there's schemes out there where two guys pull on one play. If you really want to get into the X's and O's of the play, it's probably better to ask Coach Gase on those ones.
Brock, the last couple of weeks, or after looking at this week's game tape compared to the last couple of weeks, what do you see that really changed offensively that wasn't working this past week, that was working before?
Yeah, I think we just didn't execute as players. When you go back and you watch the tape on Monday, you look at it and you're like, our coaching staff put us in position to have success. Now it's just up to each individual player on that play to execute his job at the highest possible point. And when you look at it, there was just a couple plays where we didn't do that, and that's enough to set you back. That's enough to keep you out of the end zone for an entire day. So really our focus and practice this week is do your job and do it better than you've ever done. Execute at a high level and have laser focus on every play, because when each guy is doing his job, we've shown that we can move the ball up and down the field and we can have some success.
Brock, I guess last week you said you hoped you played well enough that you didn't go back to the bench. Do you feel like you've done enough to at least make it difficult when Ryan's healthy?
You know what? It's really not up to me. It doesn't matter what I think. At the end of the day, Coach Gase and our front office set the depth chart and they make those decisions, and I fully respect whatever decision is made.
You know, and you've said that on offense you have to score more points than the other guys. When the other guys include Aaron Rodgers, I assume there's a less margin for error as far as.
You got it. You're both hitting the nail on the head today. When you play against a guy like that, there isn't room for error. Because that guy's usually going to be spot on more than he's not. And so we know offensively we need to play the best game that we've played all year. We need to score points. We need to be ready to score a lot of points. I expect our defense to go out there and play a great game like they did last Sunday. But regardless of what happens, it's our job as an offense to score more points than another team.
Brock, you mentioned that it's up to the coaches, and certainly everything always is. But in terms of self-scouting, how would you assess how you performed over these past several weeks?
I'm so focused on the Packers. I'm not looking back to Chicago, Detroit, any of that stuff. I think the time to reflect on those games is when the season wraps up. And that's when you really sit back and you look at your body of work and say, hey, what did I do good? What could I do better? But right now, there's no time for that. You go in on Monday, you look at that specific game tape, you clean up those errors Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you're done with it. In fact, you just flush it from your memory. Most of the time, you completely forget about it. So right now, I'm not doing a recap of the games I've started. My sole focus is on the Packers because it's going to be a great challenge on Sunday.
What about changing gears totally? Frank Gore at his age, what was it, 15 carries the other day?
Yeah.
Workload.
Yeah.
As a quarterback, what do you see out of him?
It's special to be out there on the field with Frank and watching him play the way he does. It's something I'll never forget. He brings a great energy to this team and great leadership. His focus, how hard he plays, how tough he is, and it's more than just the run game. Frank had a couple tremendous blocks and pass protection. When you go back and you watch the film, it's textbook stuff. All the young running backs out there should pull up some Frank Gore film because he's a special football player.
That's good. You glad to go back and play cold weather?
It'll be fun. Going back, I've had the fortunate opportunity to play in Green Bay one time, and anytime you get to play in a venue like that, it's something special. It adds a little something extra to the game. I'm very excited to play at Lambeau Field. It's a great honor, and bring on the weather, bring on the snow, whatever they have. It'll just make the experience a little better. All right.